You're listening to the MMA Brothers Podcast, coming to you from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Your source for UFC news, previews, and post-fight coverage. Hosted by your favorite duo, Daryl and Asher. Let's get it started.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to the MMA Brothers Podcast. It's Daryl.
It's Asher.
And we're talking UFC post-fight, Jack Hermansson versus Marvin Vettori. As per usual, we're just going to give you a quick rundown, what we thought, how we thought the fight went, what's next for the fighter, and we're going to keep it nice and brief for you guys. We're going to start off at the bottom of the main card, which was Jordan Levitt versus Matt Wyman. So with this one, it was a very, very quick, short fight. We didn't really learn much about either fighter. Jordan Levitt was undefeated and remained undefeated. What happened was, quick striking exchange, clinch ends up happening. I think he's trying to go in on a guillotine. He gets picked up, and then his coaches tell him to walk him over and slam him, and he frames him and he slams him and KOs him on the slam. So great for Jordan Levitt that he's still undefeated. Didn't really learn much from this fight other than that Jordan can really spike people down onto the canvas. Other than that, I didn't really learn much. How about yourself, Asher?
I learned that I think they need to ban the slams in the UFC. I just think it's such a primitive way of winning. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it's like I want to see people win technique. I understand it's a hurt business. People strike, people kick, they'll head kick you, they'll knock you out with punches or whatever, knee you to the head. You can do all that stuff. But the idea of like slamming people to win for me is just like, I don't know. I don't like it. Especially some of how bad like the KOs can be from somebody getting slammed in the back of their head. We've seen Rose, we've seen this one, we've seen obviously examples in other leagues of people getting slammed. I don't like that stuff. So I really hope like no fighter gets badly injured or disabled from one of these slams one day, because to me it's like just a bad way of winning. So anyways, he is following the rules. He didn't break any rules. Good for him. Good for Jordan Levitt. But I wasn't really happy to see that one. But we can move on to the next one, which was Roman Dolidze versus John Allen. So with this fight, Roman, from the first round, he was just striking a lot. He tried to go for some submission attempts on the ground, some like leg locks, some ankle locks, or whatever you want to call them. And as you can see, he had 3 takedowns versus 1 for John Allen. John Allen was kind of on the back foot for most of the fight. Roman, he does seem like to be a decent prospect, but it was pretty much an easy win for Roman. One of the judges actually called it a split decision for John Allen, and this judge is the same judge that said Paul Felder had won his fight against Rafael Dos Anjos. So it's probably some boxing judge doesn't know much about MMA, and I'm like, yo, how is like the commission putting these people in these UFC events to judge? I have no idea, but clearly it was a win for Roman, and we'll see what's next for him. What do you think?
Yeah, same. Judging was absolutely atrocious once again, but I've already harped about that way too many times. But it's a good showing by Roman, but he gassed out towards the end of the third round, so he's got to kind of watch his gas tank. There was times he could have finished the fight, and he goes for a submission. Then I'm thinking, Roman, what the hell are you doing? Pound his face in. You know what I'm saying? Some of the things he's really got to fine-tune, but he's a great prospect. John Allen's really got to let his hands go. I thought he was very, very tentative with throwing his hands. I don't know if you're scared of getting taken down or what was going on with him, but definitely a better showing from John Allen next time out will be expected. Roman is undefeated still, so good for him. It was a good night for the Georgian fighters. Now we're going to move on to Gabriel Benitez versus Justin James. Now, this was a first round KO, TKO. Mowgli versus the Guitar Hero. Guys, Mowgli's kicks are thunderous, man. I forget where he trains, but apparently he has the hardest kicks in the gym, and this dude walks around at what? This was at what, 45, Asher? 55?
It was 155.
Yeah, so it was a great showing by Benitez. Ends up finishing Justin with the knee to the solar plexus, and Justin just went down, and it was just, It was a very impressive showing by Gabriel Benitez. I wouldn't be surprised if they give him a ranked opponent next. What did you think, Asher?
Yeah, he clearly has some talent. He used to fight at featherweight before, and now he's a lightweight. I think he did lose his first lightweight bout, if I'm not mistaken. But this is the second lightweight bout, and he looked amazing. So I was just like, damn, this is the Gabriel Benitez guy. He's really, really improved. Like you said, his kicks were nasty, and the knee was like kind of like to the liver. I don't think it was the solar plexus area. It was like, I think, right on the liver. And like, I've never seen a body cave in so hard from a knee. Like, I was like, yo, as soon as that knee landed, I knew it was over. I was like, nah. People don't eat knees like that. That was mad. So yeah, Gabriel Benitez seems to also have an exciting future. I can't wait to see him compete next because of his style of fighting. It's got that Mexican style, kind of aggressive and stuff, and he can take a punch and he can throw as well. So I like him a lot. So we'll see what's next for him. But we can move on to the next one.
Guys, what did I tell you, man? Never, ever bet on Ovens whenever he's supposed to win. This is a new up-and-comer with a lot of hype. I told you guys. Oh, my God, Ovens. It's just, I don't know if he's gun-shy. I don't know what it takes to get this guy going. He's always on the back foot. I'm like, Ovens, like, you're a big, bulky light heavyweight. Like, please throw something, man. His leg kicks were hurting Jamal, but he only threw them like 2 or 3 times. I'm like, yo, I don't know if Ovens is just trying to piss people off who bet money on him, but you know, look at that. Look at the striking output, almost double the amount of output, and it was just a very disappointing display from Ovens. Very, very happy with Jamal Hill's performance. Sweet Dreams gets the TKO finish, and I don't know how Ovens was still standing after eating those shots, but good on you for that. Everything else, trash. Who do I want to see Jamal Hill go up against next? Maybe a Volkan Ozdemir or someone like that in the light heavyweight where it's not going to be too dangerous, but it's still dangerous because it's a top 15 guy. So that's what I think is going to be next for Jamal Hill. I was very impressed with his hands, his takedown defense. Everything was impeccable. What did you think?
Yeah, I think Jamal Hill showed that he's a hot prospect. I think now he's 8-0, and he made easy work of Open St. Preux. Like you said, Open St. Preux's output was super low. I don't know why. Like, I don't know if it's like he's afraid to gas out, but almost in all his fights, his output is always low. And yeah, I don't know if it's a cardio issue. Maybe he'll be better at heavyweight, because I know he did fight at heavyweight in his last fight. But then again,
yeah, but he gassed out.
He didn't. Yeah,
he gassed out at heavyweight. I'm like, God.
Yeah. So I don't know, but Jamal, he came throwing hands. I like how he was throwing to the body right from the jump. He just kept on throwing to the body, like punching to the body a lot, which I thought was interesting. You don't see that a lot in the UFC. Somebody targeting the body so much with punches, unless
you get caught with an uppercut.
Yeah, unless you're DC against Stipe. But yeah, like Jamal Hill kept on going for those body shots, and like you said, Open St. Preux was landing some nice leg kicks. I don't know why he didn't continue doing those, because those were being effective. Later on, you know, Ovens in the second round gets tagged by a couple right hands, and then that starts to wobble him a bit, and then Jamal goes for the kill, and that was all she wrote. So like you said, in terms of his next opponent, Volkan Ozdemir, that would be a nice opponent, because he's somebody that's not going to really, like, you know, take you to the ground too much. He prefers to stand, so that would be nice, an exciting fight for him, because he comes out aggressive, and Jamal Hill is kind of slick with his stand up. So I wouldn't mind seeing that one. I just don't want them to throw like a jiu-jitsu guy, like who's that guy that just recently fought Shogun Hua? Paul Craig. I don't want to see a guy like Paul Craig go up against Jamal Hill, because, you know, I feel like Jamal Hill's worst part of his game is his grappling and his jiu-jitsu. So I want to wait for him to improve that. He kind of reminds me of like a 205 Adesanya, except a little less talented. Obviously, Adesanya is a beast. So he kind of has that exact same thing going for him. He's a good-looking guy. He's tall. He's got skills. So I think that he has an exciting future. So look out for Jamal Hill, because big things are coming from that guy. And shout out to Easy for interviewing him. We're going to move on to the main event of the evening. So we got Jack the Joker Hermansson versus Marvin Vettori, the Italian Dream. Let's go. So this fight, Marvin Vettori, I'm sorry, I don't know why I didn't bet on you. You know, you went to a split decision with Adesanya, so you obviously have some skills in the middleweight division. I think he was ranked 12th in this fight coming in. And Jack Hermansson is ranked number 4. So obviously Marvin Vettori is not going to be top 5. In the first round, Jack Hermansson and Marvin Vettori did have some grappling exchanges. And that wasn't too much of that in the fight, because like I think that was only the first round where there was a takedown. Maybe in the 5th round, I think there was a takedown as well, but the rest of the rounds was just striking. And I don't know why these guys I think they forgot it's an MMA fight. It was turned into like a boxing fight for 4 rounds. I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, these guys aren't doing anything else other than just throwing hands. You know, there was like very, very few body kicks, very, very few elbows thrown, like knees, all that stuff was just thrown out the window.
Jack's foot was fucked up though, because like the right head kick was there all day because Marvin kept moving towards the right head kick. If he had just timed it, he would have knocked him out. But
yeah, it was just straight boxing, like literally just straight 1-2s, 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 and mixed up with an uppercut or left hook a couple times here and there. But literally, I've never seen so many 1-2s thrown in a fight before. But hey, they were doing damage with Jack Hermansson, even though Marvin did take some damage too. You can see, according to the numbers, it was quite easy decision for the judges to give it to Marvin. So I don't think too many people expected that. A lot of people expected the Joker. I know both opponents were supposed to face other people. Marvin was supposed to face Jacare, and then Jack Hermansson was supposed to face Kevin Holland. And so you can't really say like it was short notice for either fighter, because they both got different opponents. They were both in training camp. They were both training. So either fighter had a good chance to win, and congrats to Marvin Vettori. Now it's top 5. We'll see what the UFC throws a bit at him next, but he wants Adesanya next, and we all know that that's not going to happen. He's not going to get Adesanya. So Robert Whittaker would be a decent opponent for him next. We'll see if he's ready to go, because I don't think he has anybody scheduled, because Adesanya is going up to 205 to face Jan Blachowicz. So anyways, that's my ramble about that main event. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't have much to add. I mean, I was quite shocked that Jack got dropped by the left hand of Marvin, so Marvin must hit ridiculously hard. But I was even more impressed with Jack's ability to take damage and then come back strong in the fight. I felt that he was doing a lot of good work with his kicks, but something happened to his foot. Like, he was limping really bad after the fight. So I don't know what happened, because he just stopped throwing kicks. I feel like Jack's not the most powerful middleweight, and Marvin cuts weight to get much more weight than Jack, I think, to get down to that weight, because you can just tell by the difference of power when they land. Yeah, Marvin's face looked more cut up, but like, he was hitting Jack with the harder shots, in my opinion. Don't you agree, Asher?
I think so, yeah.
So it was an interesting show. It just shows that Jack needs to go back to the well, work on his plan B, maybe switch stances and start exploding with those, left high kicks, or, something to switch up the game plan when it's not going your way. I think Jack Hermansson took round 3 3 is debatable, but I think he took round 4, and then 5 was Vettori. He took round 3 and 4, and then 5 was for Vettori. It was the way I scored it. So very good showing. Does that mean Jack is not at the level he thinks he is? I think he's there. I think maybe another fight with Jared Cannonier, both of them coming off losses, would make sense. Or Kelvin Gastelum for Jack Hermansson. So someone who's going to pose a threat, but it's probably going to be knock you out, as opposed to someone who's good at grappling. That way you can expose the other person's lack of grappling and lack of expertise on the ground. But amazing main event. The prelims for this fight were nuts too. There's another exciting Jordanian fighter. Where is he? I forget his name, but he got the TKO. Do you know who I'm talking about? Did you watch the prelims, Asher?
I missed the prelims.
Oh, it was crazy. Every single fight didn't disappoint whatsoever. So, great job, guys. Once again, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you guys think about the fighters. Let us know if we got the picks wrong. You hate my picks. You hate me. You want to come on and debate us. You want to come on and say what's up. You want to promote yourself. You want to promote the podcast. You want to buy some merch, whatever you want to do. Like, comment, subscribe at MMA Brothers Pod on Instagram. Asher's digging you with the fire. We're gonna have special guests keep coming. We got some merch going. It's crazy. That's all from me. Asher, got anything else to say?
No, guys, thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, like Daryl said. If you guys want to be a part of the podcast, just hit us up on IG, like Daryl said, and you could be on the next episode. So thanks for listening, Gabe. I know you're listening. Wild Boy, you're hopping on in a week or two or something. I'm gonna hit you up, and so we'll talk and see when we can schedule you in. And yeah, guys, we'll see you at UFC 256, which is happening next weekend. We got Davidson Figueiredo, sorry, versus Moreno.
This nigga said Figueiredo.
Figueiredo Deveredo. So yeah, and we also got Tony Ferguson versus Charles Oliveira next weekend. So that card next week is gonna be fire. But anyways, guys, thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next one. We're out. All right.
We'll take a look to see if we can do it quick.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's some fighters that I don't know. So
now, for the most part, the main card is known fighters.
Thanks for listening to the MMA Brothers Podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please give us a follow on our socials. You can check out a description of this episode for more, but don't forget to connect with us on Instagram at MMA Brothers Pod. We'll see you on the next episode.